If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, 6ix9ine wants to carry out the rest of his prison sentence at home, and Boosie Badazz beats up George Zimmerman. Roc Nation sues the state of Mississippi on behalf of 29 prison inmates, and Sosa Geek says he created the woo walk. Let's talk hip-hop. Alright, so by now everybody knows what's going on with 6ix9ine, right? Lance Lazaro is his lawyer, and Lance Lazaro yesterday basically filed a motion to the court, to Judge Havemeyer, Judge Eaglemeyer, basically asking if 6ix9ine can carry out the rest of his prison sentence at home under like house arrest, because that would be the best way to, I guess, you know, put him back into the community or back into society so he can get used to, you know, being a citizen again or a civilian again, right? And y'all know what's going on, right? So the whole situation is that, yes, you know, 6ix9ine said that he was going to tell on everybody, right? He did get on the stand and actually point out a bunch of people and tell on everybody. So because of that, 6ix9ine felt like he was going to get like a super reduced sentence, maybe even time served when it came up to him receiving his sentence. So, you know, sent a letter to the judge asking for expedited sentence, asking if he could be sentenced on the 18th of December instead of sometime in January so that he can be home for Christmas, right? The judge said, all right, fine, I'll sentence him on, you know, December 18th, but I'm not sending him home for Christmas. He still has to do 11 more months, right? So in total, he got a 2-year prison sentence, but since he was already locked up in jail awaiting trial and a sentence for about 13 months, he only has to do 11 more months to complete that 24-month sentence, right? And 6ix9ine ain't having it, right? I'm sure that he is very upset and he does not want to sit in jail, and after telling on everybody, he feels like he should at least be coming home, right? And so that's what he's trying to do. So he's trying to figure out every way possible for him to not be sitting there in some jail or prison that we don't know where the hell 6ix9ine is, and for all we know, he could be home already or in a halfway house, right? So we'll see if the judge is going to listen to Lance Lazaro and 6ix9ine's request of trying to get him to just do house arrest and spend the rest of his time in his, you know, crib or whatever like that. Or if not, maybe the judge will say, fine, you can go to like a halfway house, right? But I don't really think that would be too safe for 6ix9ine. So it's either home or just stay in prison until, you know, the summertime, because I'm sure he's not going to have to do the full 11 months, right? But we'll see, man. That's what's going on for right now. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
A service announcement from Boosie. I never seen George in my life, but on TV. This is a lie. Leave me alone. I never seen George Zimmerman in my life. George don't know me. Talking about I did something to him in Walmart. That is a lie. And since we talking about Walmart, my noodles dropping Walmart Friday. Let's talk the truth. Talking about I did something to George Zimmerman. Leave me alone. I need some time by myself. Leave me alone. Leave me the hell alone. My noodles dropping Walmart Friday. The best noodles you ever tasted in the world. Bye.
So that was Boosie, right? And this is funny as hell because apparently somebody might have thought that, you know, he was in a Walmart in Miami and that he ran into George Zimmerman and just started fighting with him, right? So the whole situation is, y'all know, man, George Zimmerman is like the enemy of the state when it comes to like black people, right? He kills 14-year-old Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was unarmed. He had the Arizona iced tea and some Skittles. And this is crazy because George Zimmerman is not even the police, right? So yeah, we're used to the cops killing unarmed black kids and men and women, but the situation is that George Zimmerman is not even a police officer. He is a glorified neighborhood watchman who was able to have a gun on him, right? So he ended up getting, acquitted of that murder based on stand your ground law and self-defense. But how could a 14-year-old overpower a grown-ass man? And the 14-year-old didn't have any weapon unless he was going to shoot you with some Skittles, but that's a whole different thing, right? So recently, Trayvon Martin's parents are being sued actually for defamation of character by George Zimmerman, which is another whole crazy thing. That was about last month. So obviously, people have said this a million times on social media, and Jay-Z said this actually on record. Oh, okay, y'all killed Nipsey, but you let Zimmerman live? Streets is done, right? Or y'all killed XXXTentacion and let Zimmerman live? Streets is done because Triple X is from the same state that George Zimmerman is from. So we looking for George Zimmerman, right? So, Black Twitter must have thought yesterday that Boosie Badazz found George Zimmerman because they were so happy and hype and ready to celebrate Boosie and, crown him as a hero of the black community because you would have ran up on George Zimmerman in the parking lot of a Walmart and handled your business, right? Boosie had to come out and say, listen, man, I do not know George Zimmerman. I don't know where he's at. I never seen him a day in my life, and I did not beat that man up, right? Boosie don't want that smoke, though, because at the same time, he'll get the praise for the black community. Them other people, those racists and everybody else might be trying to come at him, right? So he want to make it clear that I did not do nothing to George Zimmerman, right? Which is cool, man. As for George Zimmerman, we don't even know where the hell he's at. He hasn't put out a statement or anything like that or said anything, and we really don't care. And I kind of wish that this was true, and maybe George Zimmerman did get his ass beat in a Walmart parking lot, but maybe it wasn't Boosie. Maybe it was just a nigga with a tapered fade that looked like Boosie, you know what I'm saying? Which is all good too, right? But whatever, right? I guess let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. So a lawyer who works with or for Roc Nation, Eric Spiro, basically filed a motion in court yesterday against the state of Mississippi, right? So he filed it against the Department of Corrections commissioner, and then also somebody else who works in that same space in the state of Mississippi, because Parchman, the state penitentiary, the state prison, is just in horrible conditions, right? So the whole situation is 5 black, prisoners from that state penitentiary have died within the last 2 weeks for various incidents, and they're trying to figure out why, right? There are a lot of violence is going on there, a lot of gang violence. The food is horrible, the conditions are bad, it's flooding, there's rats, there's roaches, there's all kind of crazy things, right? So these prisoners are living in bad state conditions, right? So Yo Gotti was actually one of the people, he's also signed to Roc Nation for management purposes, is one of the people who last week during a press conference said that it's horrible that these prisoners are living in this kind of condition, especially so close to his home, because he's from Memphis, and this is going down in Mississippi, right? So he's one of the people that called attention to it, and then the following week, this lawyer, Spiro, actually, who works for Roc Nation, decides to file the lawsuit, right? So this lawyer is representing 29 prisoners in the state penitentiary of Parchman who have, just have their rights kind of stripped from them, or who are living in bad conditions, or who feel like, I need to sue the state of Mississippi for having me live in these conditions, right? So basically, state of Mississippi takes their prisoners, throws them in prison, and just kind of forgets about them and throws them away, right? Ignoring their actual human rights. And so this lawyer is going to try to get some money for that, right? Which is cool. So this is also a good way for Roc Nation to continue to make money, do something good, and fund their own things, right? So this is kind of how I think that it will work, right? So let's say that this lawyer decides to sue the state of Mississippi for, $250 million, right? Because you got to keep in mind, he's representing 29 prisoners, right? Let's say they settle out of court for $100 million, and that's still pretty good, right? So let's say that you give every single prisoner $2 million, right? Keep in mind, this lawyer who works for Roc Nation is going to be working for those prisoners pro bono for free, right? That's cool. So, all right, boom. I won $100 million from the state of Mississippi. We give each of these 29 prisoners $2 million. I'm sure each of those prisoners will be happy. $2 million bucks, boom, 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 boom. Good to go, right? So that's $58 million that Roc Nation has shelled out after they won $100 million. Now, they get to keep the other $42 million as profit and absorb that back into the company and use that for whatever else they want to do, right? Plus, Team Roc has been, calling to light a lot of unarmed people who've been getting shot by the police. They've been calling to light, people who are being segregated in schools in 2019, which is crazy and weird, right? So they've been doing all of that stuff and they need funding to do it, right? So why don't they represent some inmates who are being treated badly, help them out, get some money for them, and keep the profit for themselves, right? So it seems like a win-win situation for everybody, right? It's pretty cool. And then also Jay-Z is not an employee of Roc Nation anymore. He's not the CEO, he's not the CFO, right? He is the creator, but he's probably a board member or something, but he does not really make any decisions, really and truly, right? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Hey, watch how young nigga move up. Pull up on him with a K. Watch how young nigga move up.
Alright, Joe, that was Sosa Geek, right? And for y'all that don't know, Sosa Geek is a rapper. He's from Brooklyn. He's down with the Woos. He's down with Pop Smoke. He's down with all them niggas, right? He's from Brownsville, right? And basically, he said that he did an interview recently with Drewski on Hot 97, and basically he said that he created the Woo Walk, right? Which is crazy. So, like, a lot of people are doing this now. You might see him in videos. You might see, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Just like a little two-step. It's sort of like the Shmoney dance with Bobby Shmurda and them. It's just like a cool little bop or whatever. Or, like, 2-2-G's was doing, like, his little dance and shit like that. Like, right now in Brooklyn, like, it's like Brooklyn drill music. Like, a lot of rappers from Brooklyn are coming out hard. But it's sort of like they are gangster and hard, but they try to not be so hard so that it can be, like, I guess, digestible by the general public. And, hey, let's come up with a little dance. We're gonna dance on your grave or whatever like that, right? So anyway, Sosa Geek explains how he came up with the Woo Walk, right? So he said that, I don't know, so in the interview, he kind of said that he created the dance, right? And then he also said that he witnessed the dance. So I don't know if he, maybe put his little spin on it, and that's how he created it, and that he witnessed a version of it that wasn't what it was yet. And I probably think that's what it is. Also, he said that when he came up with, like, I guess the way to do the dance and, like, his spin on the dance, that it didn't have any kind of name yet, but he's a Woo, right? He fucks with the Woos. He's from Brownsville, so he decided to call it the Woo Walk, right? Then he comes out with a song called Woo Walk, and the rest is history, right? And this is dope, right? He also, in the same interview, kind of explained that he was supposed to be on Welcome to the Party with Pop Smoke, and they were on their way to the studio, but he gets pulled over. He didn't have a license. The cop locked him up for like a day or something like that. During that day, though, Pop Smoke did go to the studio and record the song. Sosa Geek says he got out of Central Booking. He calls his cousin. His cousin's like, yeah, Pop Smoke is over here sleeping. Sosa Geek goes to the crib, wakes Pop Smoke up. Pop Smoke says, yo, I recorded the song, and it ended up being like a huge hit, right? But this is crazy because everybody in Brooklyn is popping right now, and it's just fire, right? And nobody else said they created the Woo Walk, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and just give it to Sosa Geek, right? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.